Hello, I'm Brian Fox. Welcome to I Hate Rock Music. Today I want to talk about a band that a lot of people know about now, which is very gratifying. The band Empire, uh, initially formed out of the band Generation X. Mike Laff and Durwood on guitar left Generation X and formed the band Empire. And their first album, Expensive Sound, came out in 1981, preceded by a single, Hot Seat. And I have to say, I was one of the few who bought that record when it came out. I bought the single first, found it really infectious, and then was thrilled when the album finally came out. A really interesting record, very understated. And I fully get the fact that Durwood claims that they were influenced by Joy Division. And so, if you want a simplistic description of what Empire sounds like, it's a cross between Generation X and Joy Division because it's very stark, very stripped down, very simple. The vocals are very understated. There's not a bunch of guitar solos, even though Durwood is arguably one of the greatest rock guitar players who ever lived. And so the fact that has had such a huge influence over the years is really fascinating, particularly considering when the record came out, it didn't get very good reviews and didn't have very much sales. And like a lot of records, I'm really proud that I was one of the ones that bought it out of the racks the moment I saw it. And it's also interesting that the band only ended up playing 4 gigs in their entire existence, which is too bad because I assume that they were a pretty smoking live band. But they had some changes in their lineups. Um, Simon Bernal was their first bass player, and apparently Ian Woodcock from the band Eater ended up playing bass for them for a while. And Mike Laff was replaced at one point by Mike Gregovi, and they even tried a different singer at one point. And I understand that Durwood said he didn't want to be the singer, and that originally they intended to perhaps be an instrumental band. And Durwood was reluctant, but the results are great. I can understand why he might have not had that much confidence as a singer, particularly after being in a band with Billy Idol. But his understated vocals have a lot to do with why the record works so well. And so they've put out a CD that has a shit ton of bonus tracks. And so it's great to have all that extra material after all these years because once you've listened to the album a bunch of times, you really want more. And and like I mentioned before, the record is just wonderful. It's very stark. There are no flashy guitar solos. The vocals are understated, but they're really good songs. And so it's a really memorable record. And certainly anyone who's familiar with it already probably already considers it one of the great rock albums. For new listeners, it might take a while to creep under your skin, but it will, I assure you. So I wish I had a lot more to say about Empire, but that's about it. There's not much information. Supposedly, the Durwood and the Rat record that was made recently with Durwood and Rat Scabies from The Damned has been called somewhat a follow-up to Empire. And I can see where it's somewhat of a continuation and probably the closest we'll ever get, and I do recommend it. But for any of you who haven't heard Empire, of course, I have the link below. Check them out. You will not be sorry. Once again, one of the great records to come out of the late 70s, early 80s, punk and post-punk era. And wow, Empire. I'm Brian Fox. Thanks for watching I Hate Rock Music.